Hi Crocrastinators, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Maggie and this is Maggie May Crochet. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've made over the last week, and I'll share with you some things that I'm still working on. I also want to share with you my thoughts on my last video. I ordered some yarn from Hobbii. I did get an opportunity to use that yarn this week, and I want to share with you what I feel about that yarn. So I think I'll start this video by sharing with you some of the things that I've made this last week. The first thing I'm going to share with you is something that I've made for a friend at work. She's our bookkeeper, and we've gotten to know each other pretty well this year. We've both taken on new responsibilities this year. She is a bookkeeper and me as the kind of lead teacher for the health science program. So I wanted to end the year with a little thank you for her, because I have really run her ragged with a lot of the things that go on with bookkeeping and clubs and things. Anyway, this gift has a little special meaning because somewhere along the line over the year, we started sending memes back and forth in our email, and they always have a monkey. So, we'll find funny pictures on the internet, just cute little things with monkeys. And so what I wanted to make for her was a crocheted monkey. I searched all over for patterns, free or otherwise, on Etsy and things, and watched some YouTube videos, and I wasn't really finding the one that I wanted. So I just put in a Google search and I found this one. This particular pattern is a free pattern. It was found on the website. I had to write all this down because I never have it when I need it, but it is on a website called DIY100ideas.com. I'd never heard of it before, but they do have some really cute patterns that are free. The only issue is that there are a ton of ads, and that can be pretty distracting or hard to follow a pattern. So I kind of cheated and I cut and pasted the instructions and then printed them out on a piece of paper. I will include the link to the website down below so that you can see, because there are many other really cute patterns, but the monkey one I wanted to try. So I'll hold it up for you to see, and I apologize because I am finding that my camera takes a little while to focus. So I'll hold it here for a minute, and I guess putting your hand behind things also is supposed to be a trick that helps with the focusing. But isn't he just so cute? So let me tell you a little about the pattern. I had to put my glasses on, sorry for the glare, guys. Hobby Lobby's Adora Ball yarn. It's kind of their Baby Bee line of yarn. I used the colors Sandstone and Brown. They are it's always so hard to find the yarn size on Hobby Lobby's labels here. Oh golly, that's so tiny. It's a 5 bulky yarn, and it recommends using an 8mm, no, that's for knitting, sorry, hold on. A 9mm crochet hook. I did not. I used a 5mm crochet hook, and this is the size he turned out. And I think he just is adorable. I think that the 5mm crochet hook with this yarn gives you a real nice tight stitch so that you don't see any holes or stuffing. It was a real fast pattern to make. You do have to make the arms and legs and ears, and the muzzle separately, but you crochet these in as you're crocheting in the round, so there's no real sewing. The only thing that you sew are the ears and the muzzle. I had to go back and sew that on. So that wasn't bad though. I thought it was pretty easy and just darn awful cute. So this will be given to my friend tomorrow, and I think she'll get a little chuckle out of it. Here's a closer look at the monkey pattern. I did not put a smile on him yet. I just figured he looked kind of cute the way he is. The eyes, the pattern did not mention when to place your safety eyes, and I was just so engrossed in finishing up the plushie here that I did not think about that till the end. So I just had to place them here, and I'm going to be putting some hot glue to place them. Actually, you know, I did come across a pattern that I thought it was kind of neat what they did. I don't know how safe it is. I don't know if I'm going to recommend it to you to do because of the safety concerns, but they actually used in one of the patterns that I was trying out, heating up the tip of your safety eye with a lighter and to seal it over the backing. So you would just place it in, put your backing on, and then melt down the safety eye, the black part here, and then tap it down to flatten it, and it should make it very secure. So I'm wondering if I was quick about it, if I melted this while it was still wet and melty and stuck it in the eye, whether that would work, and then I don't have to worry about using the hot glue gun, because you know that can really be a stringy mess on your work too. I don't know, maybe I'll try it. I'm not recommending anybody play with fire now. I don't want anyone getting hurt or starting any fires, but monkey see, monkey do, don't monkey do. Monkey see, monkey don't do. How's that? So every time I laugh, I see little bits of fuzzies flying around. All right, I think I'm gonna give it a try, guys. Hold on. All right, fingers crossed. Hope I don't burn myself here. Don't try this at home, guys. Oh crap, not with my left hand. Okay, let's try this other one. So far, so good. It's a little dangerous. You see how it kind of kept on fire though? I thought it would just melt it, but it actually, the flame is on the plastic. And I'm sure I'll have someone comment about the fumes, the plastic fumes. So if that's a concern, again, monkey see, monkey don't do, okay? This is just me being a little dangerous here. Giving something a try. We'll see how this holds up. I'll let the plastic kind of harden. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be safe for a little one, and I don't know. I mean, the eyes would, you could pull them out, I'm sure, but at least it's going to hold them in place, probably as good as hot glue would. But I can't remember how the head was made that it didn't tell me when to place the eyes. We're going. Okay, well, it closes up in the back here. So I guess it'd be awful hard to place the eyes because you have to sew the muzzle on, or the mouth they call it, after. So I wouldn't know where to place those eyes very well. That's always my nemesis anyway, is the eye placement on anything I make. All right, should I try to pull that eye out and see what happens? Oh, I think you could actually. I'm not going to try, but they're not going to fall out anyway. And I'm sure this is not something she's going to play with. It'll just sit on her desk, but just too fun and too cute, right? I like his little belly. He does sit up well once you get him propped. There we go. I did mention in my last video that I have friends that are having their second baby. The first baby I made a baby blanket for, and I wanted to make a second baby blanket in the same pattern but with different colors. So their first baby was a boy, and I will put a link here to the video that I made. It was a tutorial for this blanket, and I'm making a matching one, but instead of a blue bobble border, I'm going to be making one in yellow. So I'm working right now on that blanket, but I wanted something to go with it, and I came across this pattern. Actually, I think I showed it in my last video that I was planning on making it, so I did complete it. It is a little hippo snuggly. I did complete. I better hide myself. I guess the camera wants to focus on my face, and it doesn't know whether to do that or my snuggly. So there she is, he is, it is, just super cute and soft. Now, I did make a few adjustments to this pattern. It is the Hippo Snuggler by Tommy's Sheep. The pattern itself calls for a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook and a 6.5 or 7. You use 2 different sizes. I went down because I used a different yarn. It calls for Dolphin Baby Himalayan, and I wound up using Loops and Threads Skinny Chenille. So this did come out a bit smaller than the pattern is written for. The pattern is supposed to make it 38 centimeters, and mine turned out to be 32 centimeters. So just about 6 centimeters smaller, which should be about 2.5 inches smaller than the pattern's written. But this is for a newborn, and I just like the yarn that I used for this because this is the same yarn that I'm using for the blanket. So this will be an exact match to the bobble border that I'll be putting on. Here's a close-up of the Hippo pattern. You can see that I embroidered the eyes in. I used just regular embroidery floss for the eyes. You could use worsted weight yarn if you want, but I just thought this would give it a little cleaner look, and because these are such small stitches, I wanted something with a little thinner look there. The ears you just sew in, and this is the completed plushie. I'll show you quickly what I've got going on with the blanket right now and how far I've come. I hope I have this finished soon. I should. You can see it's done with, I think you can see, darn my camera. It's done with a combination of a modified half double crochet and some rows of just single and double crochets together to make kind of a pattern here. But this is a pattern that I made myself, so I'll go ahead and link that if you're interested. Oh, and I think I also posted this on Ko-fi as a free pattern. Ko-fi, coffee, I don't know. I've only got one pattern on my account, but I'll link that for you too if you're interested. This just makes the squishiest, in fact, I think that's what I called it, the squishiest baby blanket, because it is very, very soft and squishy. So we've got this and my monkey. Now, the last thing, well, not last thing, but the next thing that I made this week, I'm not completely finished with it. In fact, I think I'll probably finish it after I'm done filming tonight or even tomorrow. Graduation is after school, but it's not enough time for me to come home and then go back to school. So I'll have some free time between the time that school ends and graduation. So I may have some time to get my crocheting caught up then. But I shared with you that for Ro, who is my friend Loda's first baby, I'm making a little baby Roo snuggler. So I've got completed now his little body. He's got a little tail here. And I've got his head going, but I've come into a little bit of a snag here and I have to make a decision. So this is the head that I made to begin with. And as I was crocheting it, I was noticing, I felt like it had some holes that were kind of a little too big. You know, sometimes with your yarn, if you use a hook that's too large, you can get little holes in there. Well, I'm using the hook that the pattern calls for, and I thought, you know, I want it to be a little tighter. So I went down a hook size, and this is the head that I came up with and its little ears. And I do like this one a little better because it is a tighter stitch, a little denser. But as per usual, I made a mistake. When I went to crochet the body, the way the pattern's written, it tells you at the beginning of each section or body part the hook size again and again. And I'll be darned if I didn't see where it said to start the body with a size 6 millimeter hook. I went right in with a 6 millimeter hook. This one, what size did I use? I have to write everything down or I forget. I think I went with a 4.5 millimeter hook on this. So the head I think looks a little too small with the body if I use this head. So I might just go back to the original one. I'm so glad I didn't frog this out. I think that's just a better proportion with his little body there. So I do believe I will stick with this. I mean, this is for a pretty young baby. I mean, I think he must only be, what, close to 2 months old now. So I doubt it's going to get a whole lot of play time. So I think he'll be okay even if he is a little looser. And he's a little squishier too. I think he might be more of a snuggly with this softer head. I think what I might do with this one actually is use the smaller hook, and instead of make it a snuggly, I think I'll try to make it into just a little plushie. I'll just stuff the body. Yeah, the legs would, I'll have to sew the legs on a little differently so that they sit, but I think I might do that. That way this isn't all gone to waste. So I do have to make new ears though, because these ears looked too small. I have to go up the hook size, the size 6, to make the ears. Now, I did make this using the Hobbii yarn. In my last video, I mentioned that I placed the order so that I could use the same yarn that's called for in the pattern. But I have some thoughts about the Hobbii yarn. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I've not seen a review on it before. I hope I'm not bursting any bubbles here, but I have to tell you, I'm not really impressed. Let me just, wait, I shouldn't say it like that. I'm impressed with some of it. For whatever reason, the pink yarn was just the worst. The brown yarn, it's called Nougat. It is a honey bunny yarn. That came out fine. I didn't have any troubles with it. The trouble that I'm talking about, by the way, is shedding. I hear a lot of crocheters talk about yarn shed, and I really haven't experienced a lot of that. But let me tell you what, I think I found the queen of shedders in this particular yarn. The blue is Baby Snuggle. That was not a problem. I didn't have too much shedding with this one. But this pink, this Toucan it's called, and let me put my glasses on again, darn it, sorry guys. Oh, that's right, Hobbii doesn't give you the color, it just gives you a number, so this is 7. And I don't know whether Toucan is a different type of yarn than the other two, the Honey Bunny, or whether, I mean, it feels the same, but they do not work up the same at all. This, literally, you can pull the yarn, the fluff, right off the string. I mean, just that easily, look. And it's just constantly, you cannot make a magic ring with this, forget about it. I actually have to do it by making a chain 2 and then working into my chain. There is no way in the world that you can do a magic ring. I'll actually, you know what, I'll work with this to make the ears and I'll let you see what I'm talking about, but I'm so disappointed. I don't know whether I just have a bad batch or whether this is a thing with Hobbii, or maybe it's just this Toucan type yarn. I don't know. If you have experience with it, let me know, because I do like the other two and I love their free patterns that they have. I mean, they just really do have some incredible patterns. There's a pattern maker called Pika it's called. I see a lot of YouTubers use that book to make a lot of content and amigurumi with, and they have actually posted some of those makes for free on their website. So I would like to continue with it, but I don't want to spend the money and wait as long as I had to wait for this yarn if this is what I'll be getting in the future. Let me know if this is a thing, if you're aware, or whether I just got a really bad batch. Okay, I think I will go ahead and start making the ear now, and I'll show you how that yarn's working. All right, so you'll start the ear by making the pink inner ear, and it suggests making your single crochets in the magic ring. So I'm going to show you what this yarn does in the magic ring first, and then I will switch over to the other method. Now who knows, maybe since I've got a larger hook and looser stitches, maybe it won't be so bad, but Lord, it was such a mess. Oh, look, even just this little bit here, trying to pull. There we go. And just that little bit of pull, I've already got some separation in my yarn here. Okay, this is not working. Oh, okay. I'm really trying to not pull too hard because I don't want my yarn to break. Oh, speaking of yarn breaking, you saw how easy that was to break, right? Oh, and there's more yarn fuzz, so I can't even go back and try to grab the tail that's left because when I do, the fuzz comes right off. Okay, so obviously it's not going to work even with the larger hook. So I'm going to just revert back to using the chain 2 method, which worked fine for the ears before. I'm not even going to struggle with it. Just beware. I say beware. I don't know. I don't know if this is an anomaly or whether this is really how this yarn is. But it's not like I can just go and exchange it. It's in Denmark. Let's see. Okay, chain 2. Now I'm going to place my single crochets into the second chain from my hook, if you're not familiar with that method of starting a magic ring. It's not my preferred method by any means, but it's what I got to do to make this work. So as you're doing this, you want to make sure that you do crochet over your tail as well as that center so that when you pull, it will cinch everything. Okay. So it will pull it a little bit tighter. And you'll see I've got my makeshift magic ring there. So this yarn is really working up okay now that I've got my work going. If I had to take my work out and start over again or frog it, I think it would be an absolute nightmare. The fuzz just starts coming off. You end up with gaps in your yarn, or the string of yarn here, you end up with gaps, and you know, with the thread exposed, and it's just impossible to tear your or rip your work out and start over. I just really would not recommend. I mean, look, I'm trying to pull that extra little fluff that I had there to the back, and it's coming off as I talk. See, look at that. This is just yuck. I've never had a yarn do this before. So as a comparison, I want to show you the difference between the Honey Bunny and the Baby Snuggle as far as the shedding goes, okay? So here is, well, it looks like this has some shedding going on right there just as I picked it up from the last time I used it. Baby Snuggle, yeah, it's pulling off too, not as easily as the first one. And let's try this one. This is the Honey Bunny. Yeah, Honey Bunny is holding up much, much better. Okay, so Honey Bunny, I think, would be my first choice, and the Baby Snuggles, it's doing it. Definitely, this is just about the worst I think I've ever seen. I do want to show you too what I thought was really neat about this pattern. Look at the color change here and the straight line that I have. You know, a lot of times when you do plushies or amigurumi and you change colors, you end up with your color kind of zigzagging down into the other color. But this technique that I think I've seen videos on it, but I've never tried it. But this pattern does a good job of explaining how to do it. And it is a technique that I hope I can use again and again for other projects. I mean, the sleeve and all just looks really, really clean and sharp. So if this was my last stitch, this is where I want to bring in my new color. So I'm going to just yarn over and pull through with that new color. Now I'm not cutting any of my yarn. I'm going to be working with both strands at the same time. All right, so I want to begin by yarning over with my original color, the nougat here, and we bring it up so I have both colors on my hook. I'm going to drop the nougat and now I'm going to bring the blue, yarn over and pull through. I'm going to drop the blue, pick up the nougat, put my hook into my stitch, yarn over, pull through. I have both colors. I'm going to drop the nougat and pick up the blue, yarn over, pull through. Drop the blue, pick up the nougat. So what we're doing is the first yarn over, you pull through the original color. The color that you're introducing, you'll do the last yarn over and pull through. So you see how I'm getting this nice clean line on top. Okay, back to the nougat, pull through. I have both my colors, pick up the blue, yarn over, pull through, drop the blue, pick up the nougat, put my hook in, yarn over, pull through. I'm actually yarning under if anybody's really paying attention, but and then yarn over, pull through. Okay, pick up the nougat, put in my hook, pull the nougat through, drop it, pick up the blue. So we're just alternating one color, then the next color. This works too if you're doing half double crochets, for example, any stitch that you're changing your color, you just want to make that final pull through in the new color. Okay, see how much cleaner that looks? I'll do a couple with just the blue now so you can see the difference. Let me get this guy out of the way. With the zigzag, although I think that's what we're all familiar with, so I don't know that I really have to show you, but you can just see how much nicer that looks, given that nice clean line. All right, just a cute little trick that I thought is super handy, and I am going to use it forever now, I think. I also want to take a minute to say thank you to those of you who have subscribed. The channel is just really growing and taking off. Right now I am at 19,973. Nope, 19,979 subscribers. So I am very, very close to reaching 20,000, and that is so incredible to me. And I just want to say thank you so much to those of you who take the time to watch and subscribe and comment. I really do enjoy having this platform and getting to know people and making friends. It's just been a lot of fun for me. And I hope you too. All right, so sorry, I'm having some difficulty here now with the magic ring and this chenille yarn. Oh, there we go. See, this is much tougher than that pink. I mean, you can see that I pulled pretty darn hard and it still did not break, and I didn't really get any shed. So this color is good. All right, guys, so I am at school here waiting for graduation, and I was able to get Rue finished. I just wanted to show you how he turned out. I think he's really, really cute. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions about any of the patterns that I shared with you today, please leave a comment below and I'll be sure to get back with you. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Class of 2026.